All right, welcome back. We're going to go straight back to the phone lines, and remember, no speculation. Just talk about facts that you know, or talk about the young child if you knew him. And obviously, very well loved. You could hear that around the whole community. And just express your grief. Sometimes it's okay just to pray for the family and to offer up a prayer. But, none of my brother heard it from my cousin who heard it from somebody at school. We can't do that kind of stuff. HTV, welcome to the program. Go ahead, please.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Take your TV and put it lower for me. It's got a feedback on it.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. I just want to say I'm calling from Thibodeau that, first of all, the family, they have my deepest sympathy, and God will see all us through this tragedy. My heart bleeds for this baby because he couldn't do anyone any hurt or harm.
Right.
I didn't know him personally, or I never saw him. But I have kids, and it's just a shame. I passed by earlier, and I bought teddy bears, and just to see the community coming together, because not only he was a baby, but he was disabled. He couldn't do for himself.
Right.
And I'm not going to put the guy down because I know God got something in store for him. And as far as Jori, he's away from him. I know he's in a better place. But it's just sad, it's just sad what he had to do him. Why not take your own life? I don't wish death on anybody. That's not me.
Right.
But for you to do something to this baby that had a problem, that you brought into this world, and you going to take him out, that's not your job. It's God's job.
You make a great point, and I think this is what's got people. Here's a man who obviously was frustrated because of whatever reason and decided that to end his frustration, he needed to kill his stepson. But on the other hand, now he's facing charges like he does. It doesn't make sense to me. I agree with you. If you're going to take somebody out, take yourself out.
Take yourself out.
He's
just a baby. He's just a baby. And like I said, I didn't know him at all, but I love him like he's mine. Because he's here, I know I had a preemie born. I understand he was a preemie when he was born. My oldest is a preemie. And whatever God had in store for her, whatever disability she would have had, I still would have been there. Mm-hmm. Like the mother was there for her child. To do what he did to him. Last night I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't work, I couldn't do anything. Like I said, this has affected the whole community.
In another group we need to pray for, obviously, the police officers who were first on the scene and who've been dealing with this. Secondly, I think the whole community needs to pray for the district attorney's office, Cam Morvant and his entire staff. They have had their share of these types of crimes that they've had to prosecute. And trust me, I don't care how larger than life you are or how above being human you are and tough you are to try these cases, it takes its toll on you.
That's right.
And look, I know Cam Morvant as well as anybody. He was my football coach in high school. And he's a tough guy, but he needs prayers too, because this one's going to be a tough case. And Chief Silveri at the police department and his crew, they need prayers too, for sure.
I agree, and I'm praying for the family. I'm praying for the whole police department, anybody that had to go out and see something like this.
And the mom, and the teachers and the principals that taught the young fellow. It is a community effort, but sometimes we look at just the the immediate things, but
Right.
we got to realize this thing has tentacles that go out all over the place.
That's right. I mean, and it never happened in such a small town, something like this. Never, ever happened, to us, I mean, I couldn't deal with, going to that crime scene and seeing something like that. I know my life would be changed from that day forward. But it's just a
You're right.
thing.
You're right, because I was sitting in the press conference just listening to the chief describe it. It doesn't get easier. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I've been on scenes before, at crime scenes and all, and I'm telling
Right.
you, if you get used to that kind of stuff, something's wrong.
That's right.
You just never get used to it. Neither do police.
That's
They
exactly
sort of,
right.
they need to talk it out, and they need to get counseling too, and I'm sure that the
Yeah.
chief has that for them, but I appreciate your call. I think you were very well spoken tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Monique
you.
calling from Thibodeau.
All right, thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.
HTV, welcome to the program. You're on. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. I was wanted to say something about the little boy.
Okay.
He didn't deserve to die. And they need to pour alcohol on the man and let him suffer like he made the boy suffer. He needs the electric chair or something to make, to kill him, because he don't need to live. He didn't let this little boy live. He don't need to live.
Well, I'm sure that this is all evidence that the district attorney, Cam Mulvaughn, is going to be compiling and looking at, and of course, he's going to make that determination after talking. I'm sure he'll be talking with the mom. I'm sure he'll be talking with the police. I'm sure he'll be talking with a lot of individuals, and then he'll make that determination. Just keep in mind that a lot of times, and I guess I know it because I have friends who have been district attorneys and who still are, and they normally go to the families, and sometimes the families have to make that decision because, it just depends where they are morally, spiritually, or whatever. Some people don't believe in the death penalty, so the DA is going to weigh all that out, but in the long run, it's going to be his decision to either put that as what he wants to do or not place it as part of what he wants to do. Okay?
Yeah, because he is nothing but, he is sick.
Well, that's obvious for sure, no doubt about it. But I could hear you grieving. You like a lot of other people in Thibodeau, talked to a lot of people. People grieve differently. Some people cry, some people close up, some people
Right.
get soft about things, some people beg for forgiveness, some people want pain and suffering for the person who did it. Everybody grieves in a different way, but the important thing is that they grieve, because you want a community to grieve, because you got to get past this somehow, but you have to grieve to get past it.
And like that lady said, he's a nice person. How can he be a nice person and he did this to this child?
Well, I don't know. People can look at it differently. I'm sure if you talk to people who maybe were around him all these years, he might have been a nice person up till the point where he totally snapped. And obviously, he wasn't a nice person then. But,
No.
I'm not going to sit here and be the judge, jury, and executioner, because he's got a higher power that he's got to deal with. That's the good Lord. But once again,
Yeah.
it's okay for the community to grieve, and I'm sure that the DA and the Thibodeau police and everybody involved, the family, the school, they'll do the right thing, and justice will be served. Okay?
All right, well, all I say is one thing, that he needs to fry.
Okay, well, you're entitled to your opinion, for sure. Thank you
All
for
right.
calling. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
HTV, welcome to the program tonight. You're on. Go ahead, please.
Hi, good evening, Martin.
Good evening.
I'm calling from Terrebonne Parish. I just feel like everyone just needs to leave it in the Lord's hands. I mean, I understand everyone's grieving. I haven't been in a situation like this, and I don't want to experience. I lost a brother in a car wreck on St. Louis Canal Road. I mean, I done been there and done that with grieving. you know, I feel like he had to be on something, you know, to do this to his child. I mean, I wouldn't want to be there or in his situation to face the charges that he will have to face, but I understand that the jury's going to do they will be well rested, and they will handle this case as well as it needs to be handled.
You know, a lot of people say he had to be on something. I've heard that a lot. But maybe he wasn't on something that he needed to be on. You could look at it either way. Some people need medicine and they don't take it, and then, you know, they could have a psychotic effect. And I'm not saying that for this guy. I'm saying in general that sometimes it's not what a person's on, it's what they're not taking that they're supposed to take.
Right, because the lady said before that he was mental once before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate you calling tonight for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
You too.
Thanks.
Do we have to take a break, Jay? All right, we do have to take a break. All the lines continue to be lit up. We're going to come right back to those lines, and in about 15 minutes, we're going to, or just a little shorter than that, we're going to bring you a very prestigious award. Was awarded today in Thibodaux to Thad Toops. He's an assistant district attorney with the drug court system. He's been doing that for a long, long time, and he got national recognition today for his services, and we will show you some of that later in the program. We'll elaborate more on that tomorrow night, and probably a good time because Jimmy and Jason Negate have been involved in that a lot in Terrebonne Parish, so they could get involved in this also, and they know how prestigious an award that is also. We'll take a break. We'll come right back to the phone lines.